economy is much stronger this year, or 2012, than it was in 2011. We saw overall growth at about twice the rate that we saw in 2011. We built some momentum, and that's going to help us to avoid the impact of the tax increases and any negative consequences that we see that come out of congressional actions in March or in February and March. Job gains are broader. It's not just manufacturing. Manufacturing is still carrying our state largely, but we're moving to the point where we're seeing more diverse growth, which is very important for the future for our state. Housing turned a corner. I think we've seen clear evidence of that at the local level, but we've seen all the major indicators pick up in 2012 in terms of prices, starts, in terms of permit activity, all very positive. And employment growth as well. I showed you before that the industry is seeing increases in employment for the first time since the financial crisis. One thing I didn't mention is that we need to watch out for Europe's economy. South Carolina also has a high percentage of its exports that go to Europe, and manufactured exports in particular that go to Europe. And to the extent that Europe continues into recession, we're vulnerable to that. So Europe is important to monitor. South Carolina is it has its advantages and disadvantages of being highly linked to that economy, but we're certainly vulnerable in this state, and more so than most other states in terms of export activity. And then finally, watch out for the gains in Washington. Without being too overtly political, I've come to call them games. And I don't know if you noticed, but even in the debates, in 2 out of the 3 debates, they color their ties to the red and blue. So it's almost like they have their own flags. And the retiring congressmen actually coming out, if you listen to them talk in interviews that they give, they talk about Washington being more like gang warfare today. It's not about people trying to get things done as much as they're fighting this war. So I like to call them games. It seems more appropriate. So thank you very much for your attention, and I think